is going on, folks? Will Turbot, aka the reincarnation of Elron, reincarnation of Elron Everett. Happy birthday, Mr. America. Fake Mike, real news. What's going on, guys? What the hell is going on? Yes, today is Mr. America's birthday. We're gonna have a little celebration. We're gonna kick it. We're gonna interview very esteemed guests coming up. Today I was just regularly steamed. I was mad. I had steam coming out of my ears. I was mad at the police. I was mad at everybody today, man. But we got over. We got a blunt. It's gonna be this video, guys. Say happy birthday to Mr. America. His Cash App is in the description. It's $AuditingAmericaNews, $AuditingAmericaNews, $AuditingAmericaNews on Cash App. Give Mr. America a nice birthday gift here. And we are joined by our guests. Elijah, welcome back to Auditing America. Nice shirt that you got there. Good to see you. How's it going, Elijah?
Good to see you. It's going great.
Good. So let's talk about this photograph that you sent me, or two photographs that you sent me the other day. And if you want to give, actually, let's start again because there's always new people. Who is Elijah? Or if you don't, it doesn't make a difference either. But let's talk about those photographs. Let's get down to those photographs.
So, running for governor of Rhode Island. Pretty exciting. It wasn't something that was like my idea. I was recruited. I said no about 50 times. And on the 51st time, I was like, all right, fine. So it's pretty exciting. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Elijah Gizzarelli. I've been a longtime political activist, longtime friend of Will. So basically, I'm all about just freedom to the people, that kind of thing. I mostly like to focus on communication, and I do a lot of back end stuff on campaigns. So I was Adam Kokesh's campaign manager. That's his t-shirt here for running for president. And then I worked on Joe Jorgensen's presidential campaign as a regional field director. And I do like a lot of stuff within the Libertarian Party. I'm not like a Libertarian Party purist, though. If we can get good things done through the Republican or even the Democratic Party, I'm all about that. I'm just about making the world a better place in general and more free world. So I got recruited. Basically, if you're not familiar with the electoral process in the United States, it's completely corrupt. To the bones, it is corrupt. They totally keep third parties and any kind of independent candidates off the ballots. They do all kinds of games and whatnot to stop us from seeing any kind of success. And then they tell everybody, well, then you don't vote for them, they can't win. It's because they specifically made it so that we couldn't be heard, right? So the reason why I'm running is because we need 5% in the state of Rhode Island, 5%. And if we get that, then we'll actually consider the Libertarian Party a party in the state of Rhode Island. Right now, it's not even considered a political party.
Right now, you do, in the land of the free, you can pick about 1,000 different flavors of Airheads. And I know, because I've done that before. But guess what? You can't. Oh, you can pick a jackass or an elephant, and you cannot pick a porcupine, unfortunately, yet. So that's why I'm excited about this, is because, Rhode Island is incredibly corrupt, and this is the problem we've been seeing for quite a long time, right? There have been people historically who have tried to either infiltrate the parties or build their own third parties, and they've been pushed out by the massive corporations that run both the Democrats and the Republicans, and they're not giving it's really sad that we don't even have the choice. And the most upsetting part about it all is not only do you guys don't even have the choice, but you're not even on the debate. And if you're not on the debate, then people don't know who you are. So it's a vicious cycle. You can't get 5% because you can't be on the debate because it's controlled by the corporations. But then you can't get that, so you can't be on the thing. It's this weird catch-22.
Oh, yeah, and let me break down what the debates are, by the way, because this is a big pressure point. A lot of people don't realize how corrupt this is. So the debates are not an official state-sponsored thing. Like, it's not like the government doesn't put together the debates, right? The debates used to be put together by the League of Women Voters. And what happened was that the League of Women Voters in the mid-90s let a Mr. Ross Perot into the debates, a third party, and it got Bush Sr. kicked out of office and put Billy Clinton in there, right? And ever since then, they stopped it so that the League of Women Voters does not organize the debates anymore, right? They created a new commission on presidential debates. I'm sorry, the camera angle's like always screwing me up here. I'm holding my phone. I always do the wrong side. So they did a new commission on the presidential debates, which was just, if you look at, it's just like a list of companies that are just like military industrial complex. It's Boeing, it's Anheuser-Busch. Oh, Anheuser-Busch. I know, it's shameful.
Hey, FYI, don't show that corporate logo. That's one thing you're not allowed to do on things. So good thing you just show one sip of that lemonade iced tea you were drinking there. Because if you show that, you
yeah, okay.
We got to get you to the debate
first. So yeah, there's like all these swamp creatures basically that decide who goes into the debates. And so you can't boycott them off of it. Literally, they make their money off of rigging U.S. elections, right? So there's no way that we can boycott them to get them to let somebody in the debates or anything. Gary Johnson tried that in 2016. It's not going to happen, right? We had a really good chance, by the way, on the Jorgensen campaign to get into the debates because Joe Biden didn't want to debate. And so Jorgensen's campaign reached out to Trump and was like, we'll debate you instead. And Trump was like, oh, yeah. And then Biden finally agreed. So it was so close because Biden was like, oh, COVID, we shouldn't have a debate. We shouldn't have a debate. And so we almost got there. Almost. But
so tell us about the platform that you're running on. I already know it's going to be better than the Democrats and Republicans just by virtue of, one, I know who you are. Two, you're running under the Libertarian platform. But for anybody that's not aware, what is the Libertarian platform, and are you running on anything different from that, or what are you running on?
So the Libertarian Party's platform can be seen at lp.org/platform. Highly suggest anybody who's curious about the Libertarian Party, check out our platform, score yourself on it, and see how closely you align to those. It's really amazing stuff in there. We're very proud of our platform. And I think most Americans, if they actually write our platform, would be like, yes, exactly this. It's a really great platform. So that aside, I'm not running a full head-on campaign, right? I wish I had the time and the resources to do it, but I just don't. I work a full-time job. I can't have like a full campaign. So how do I get 5% with the least amount of involvement? And that's just hitting on pressure points, right? And so I'm going to be hitting on pressure points and just obscuring every other kind of political thing. Now, I'll answer questions honestly. I'll give my take on everything, but that's not going to be my primary messaging. I've chosen, because in the state of Rhode Island, we're like one of 3 states or one of 4 states or something that have banned flavored tobacco. So I am running on bringing back flavored vapes. That's my platform. And it was funny, as I was talking to the people in the party that are going to help me run the campaign, they're like, oh, that's great. You know what? I'll buy you a flavored vape, any kind that you want. And I was like, no, man, I don't vape. I think it's a terrible idea. Don't vape. But that's not the point. The point is that nobody should be telling you what you're allowed to put in your own body. That's the point, right? I'm also running on ending the drug war, right? Ending the drug war is a huge thing for me. I know I look like I do a lot of drugs, but I actually don't do a lot of drugs, right? I really don't do any outside of alcohol and caffeine. But like, the point is that the drug war, I could probably talk about for an hour of how destructive the drug war is. So a big points of my campaign are bringing back flavored vapes, ending the drug war here in Rhode Island, the whole damn drug war, not just marijuana or anything like that, and releasing all non-violent drug offenders from prison day one. Day one will be an executive order to release all of those people. And with just those, that's what I'm focusing on. That's what I'm going to concentrate my campaign on. Just those ideas, I think, are enough to get me at least 5%. And if I'm super unlucky, I'll win by accident.
Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, I would like to give myself a delusion that you would win, but because of the corruptness here, you're not going to unfortunately win this time. However, what we can do, right, and this is something that a lot of activists say, oh, I went outside and protested for one day and the world didn't change, right? Yeah. So it doesn't work like that, right? So what we're going to need to do is lay the foundation so that eventually, maybe not Elijah, somebody like Elijah could win, right? So the first thing,
hold on. Let me kind of like just say that.
Okay, so he is gonna win. This guy is gonna win.
Yeah, I'm gonna win. No, I am gonna win. No, all right. So we have to be realistic. It's wrong to lie to people and be like, oh, I'm gonna win. Like, you know, and there's a reason why people do that. It's to make sure people actually show up on election day. Like, because this is something. It's like, guys, even if it's so much better that you show up and you throw away your vote. Right, because it sends a message, right? And to put that in, so in Indiana this past election cycle, a guy named Donald Rainwater ended up getting like 12% of the governor's vote. It's the highest the Libertarians ever gotten in a three-way race. And at one point he was polling in the 20s, right? And he ran solely on ending the lockdowns in Indiana. That's all he ran on. And nobody expected him to start polling in the 20s, right? And then what happened is he started polling really high and everybody freaked out. And then, of course, the Republicans start being like, okay, no more lockdowns in Indiana to try to take away, right? But what happened? What does that mean? That means him running changed policy, right? And a huge success of my campaign is if we can really get steamrolling and whoever does win ends up having to end the drug war or bring back flavored vapes or, my God, maybe free the innocent people we have locked behind bars in Cranston over here, right? Like, it would be so amazing if that was the end result of this. Now, if I randomly start polling decently, I got some big guns I can pull out, right? Like, I'm decently good friends with a former governor of Rhode Island who I don't want to be presumptuous, but I think I might be able to talk him into giving me an endorsement. And so if I do end up polling pretty good, like Donald Rainwater did, just off of my sign drive, right? Bring back flavored vapes, Gizzarelli for governor. I'm also throwing in millennial there too, because we have, I think a lot of people are. I know
you're smarter than me, Elijah, but I would just give you this, and I'm sure you have a reason why. I think you'll catch more people if you say end the drug war instead of just the vapes. But that's me. I don't know.
Well, do you vape?
No.
Okay. So we've done end the drug war a lot, right? Yeah. And it hasn't brought people out as much as we would have hoped, right? Bringing back flavored vapes, there's a lot of people who vape.
What if you gave people a free lunch?
Yeah. Free lunches. Free ponies for everybody. And mandatory toothbrushing. No. But the point is it's like, this is just something new, right? And it's like, in Rhode Island, we are uniquely positioned to bring that up because we're one of the only states where that's actually a thing. The government went so far in Rhode Island because a few people had some black market THC weird things from China.
Take a look at this, guys.
That got them sick.
Take a look at this. Come get me. Come get me. What's the governor's name now?
I don't even know.
McKee. Come get me, McKee. I'm smoking a black sweet bitch, and you ain't doing nothing about it. Exactly. Exactly. They literally, and you have to like, they double the price. Most places won't sell them, right? And then it's getting crazy too. In New York City, weed is literally cheaper than the thing you put the weed in New York City now. Literally, a 2-pack of these is $16 in Manhattan. It's absolutely crazy because the government should legislate to you. I'm gonna smoke weed regardless, and I'm gonna go broke now because of the government, right? God damn it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so how can people help you? How can we help you get to this 5%? Because that's the most important thing as well too. Because I don't want to spoil any potential surprises, but that wasn't even the big guns that I was thinking about. So if we can maybe help Elijah out, he could get some bigger guns out too. And who knows? Maybe I'll just have to let Smith and Wesson walk down there and give a endorsement myself. So how can people help you out right now?
So the first hurdle that we have is we need to get signatures. Now, I was recruited, and basically the Libertarian Party of Rhode Island came to me and said, look, if you run, we're going to be doing most of the legwork for you, right? We want somebody who's solid on messaging, who can public speak if necessary, isn't going to crack under pressure. And that's what we want. Everything else, we're going to be doing a lot of the legwork for you. And I was like, awesome. That's perfect for me because I don't have a whole lot of extra time to do anything. And, but the big thing is that coming up next week, starting July 6th to July 15th, they shortened the period that we have to get signatures, right? So we need 1,000 signatures. And they challenge signatures, and sometimes people write too sloppy, or sometimes people aren't registered to vote and the address that they put down on the signature thing. And so in order to be safe, we need 2,000 signatures in about 9 days, right? Which is a pretty hefty task. And so if you have time to collect signatures, hook up with Will, or you can email me, or even text me. I don't care. My phone number is 401. No, don't do that. Okay.
Absolutely not. What you're going to do is, what's your email? I'll put it on screen, and I'll also put it in the description of this video here. And people can get in contact with you. My email is FAKEMIC@gmail.com. FAKEMIC, FAKEMICRealNews@gmail.com. FAKEMICRealNews@gmail.com. FAKEMICRealNews@gmail.com.
How about we do this?
Yeah.
Email Will, and he'll send you over to me about getting signatures next week.
When you send me an email, just put Elijah in the subject matter so I know what you're referring to. So it's next week. Remind us of the dates again when we need to get the signatures. You actually, I would disagree with you here. I don't think 2,000 is that bad. I think it's something that we can do.
Oh, no. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. But we would need help. Well, like if everybody just assumes it's going to get done, then it's not going to get done. You know, it's one of those things you actually just have to do it. So, so it's July 6th through July 15th. And again, July 15th is when we're turning him in. So July 14th, Bastille Day. So if you can help out, you got a few hours on the weekend or whatever, or on your day off, it would greatly appreciate if you could go hit up public space, collect as many signatures as possible. We're already going to have a bunch of people on it, but we can use all the help that we can get. Okay, and if you want to continue helping throughout the campaign, of course, we're going to have other things to do, but this is just the first step. So I don't want to have to go too far, because if we don't get on the ballot, the other stuff probably won't be worth your time. We need to get it on the ballot first.
Well, yeah, that's the most important thing that we have to do. We take things one step at a time. Do you have a website? Is that something that you want or need?
So I agreed to do this just a couple days ago. And we're still setting up a website and everything like that. So
okay, cool. Because that's also something I would be able to help you with. I know friends that do that, and if not, I'm confident enough to build you a good-looking website as well too. If that doesn't work out, I figured it would, but I just wanted to throw that out there too.
I appreciate it. The Libertarian Party of Rhode Island says that they got that stuff handled pretty well, that they have templates and everything that they use. So
that makes sense. I figured that, but I just wanted to double check.
Yeah.
CFR TV, what up? Mrs. J, what up? If you guys have any questions or comments, we could throw it in real quick here. But I want to keep this short and sweet so that you guys support. So the link's in the description. It's also on screen. FAKEMICREALNEWS@gmail.com. Just in the description, put Elijah. And we're also going to have him back on my own channel as soon as he wants in the next day or so to promote this. And then once we've gotten your help, once we've got enough people, and then we get to 2,000 signatures, then we'll have an update show too. And I'm going to ask you a random question, which, because I love Rogier Hop so much. What is your take on the Netherlands? Anything in particular you want to say about the Netherlands? What? People ask me, what do you think about Israel? What do you think about?
I feel like I just I missed something really big about the Netherlands.
No.
I've been to the Netherlands.
It's kind of like an inside joke. Honestly,
okay. I've been there. It's a nice place.
Oh, you've been there. So give us your impressions of the Netherlands.
So, really cool story from the Netherlands.
I got you, Rogier.
Then this works great, right? So, I was in the army, and I did not want to re-enlist because
thank you for your service.
Oh, do not. Thank you for paying my salary for doing not a whole lot for you. So anyway, this is goes into a tale of a little bit of corruption there, right? So a few years back, there was like we're talking about 2012. There was this huge controversy where a bunch of U.S. judges got in trouble for going to Hawaii and spending tons of money for like a retreat thing that they were doing. Like, I forget how much money, but it was something like $70,000 was spent per judge or something crazy for like these Hawaiian resorts. It was insane. It was all over the news. And right on the heels of this, right, I didn't want to re-enlist, but since I did so much work in the army, they wanted me to re-enlist. And one of the ways that they tried to get me to re-enlist was to invite me on like an army field trip with a bunch of officers to go to the Netherlands, right? And so it was a pretty overt bribe, right? And they were like, "Oh, Sergeant Ghizzarelli, you are invited to come with us to go on this luxurious thing where we're going to stay at the best hotels. We're going to have a paid tour guide to take us through World War II battlegrounds, and he's going to explain play-by-play and everything. And we're going to pay for all your fancy meals, and you're going to get to order alcohol on the government's dime and all this other stuff," right? It was pretty ridiculous that this is coming on the heels of that U.S. judge thing. And so during that time, though, we went to this museum, right? And so there's this huge airborne operation. It was the largest airborne operation in history. It was called Operation Market Garden. And it was, it failed. The operation failed, but it was, they dropped over 100,000 airborne troops or something over the Netherlands. It's really, if you're into war history or anything like that, super interesting to check out this battle. Is General Montgomery, stupid like brainchild, like they had to, in order for the operation to succeed, they needed to take 31 of 32 bridges or something, and they ended up taking 30 of them. And the Germans managed to blow up one bridge and win. Like, that's how stupid this was. This is a really stupid idea. And so anyway, but the people in the Netherlands absolutely love Americans till this day because they hated the Nazi occupation so much. And I was talking to this guy. Now, in the Netherlands in the 1940s, they were not very technologically advanced and stuff. And I was talking to this guy who was 8 years old during this operation. And he said that he remembered he came out of his house and he looked up to the sky and he had never seen anything like it. There were men coming from the sky with like wings over their heads, like angels, like they were actual angels, American angels coming down to save them from the Nazis. Right. And like the way he talked about it, he had tears in his eyes and he was like, "Oh, it was the most amazing day of my life. American angels, they came to save us." I just thought that was a really cool story about the Netherlands.
Yes, and that's what happens when we got good people like Elijah here. The government tries to bribe them with wooden shoes and windmills. And well, guess what? We're going to try to get him to work for us instead again, but only hopefully more directly this time. And he's going to ban vapes. He's going to end the drug war. He's not going to smack up hoes, right? Because that would be bad. I mean, if they get out of line, you never know, but he won't, right? That's
I keep that campaign strong.
Okay. Oh, man. I'm definitely getting the vote.
What I will say, though, guys, is that if I were to win, it will be the biggest political circus of all time. Like, it would be way worse than Trump's presidency. If a libertarian were to ever win a governorship of any state, it would be the biggest circus ever, because we will make so much right here in Rhode Island, it will turn the whole system upside down.
And here's the thing,
and it will start when every single CNN, no newsroom will be able to resist reporting on the governor of Rhode Island releasing X amount of prisoners on day one, nonviolent drug offenders. And it will
that's the thing, guys. We don't realize here in Rhode Island, and this is why I stuck around Rhode Island for a little while too, is because Rhode Island is obviously, some people don't even know it's a state, but it's a small state. So which means if we took over non-violently, took over Rhode Island politically, legally, lawfully, took it over with a bunch of great ideas, great, then we move on to Delaware. This can happen. Rhode Island is small enough where this can happen. And there's a lot of libertarian people in Rhode Island. They're tough to find. They don't show up to the Antifa versus Proud Boys fights, but we're here. We're out in this bitch. So,
yeah.
So
and voter turnout in Rhode Island for gubernatorial races are actually, or gubernatorial races are actually like really low. It's only about 300,000 people generally vote. So in order to get 5%, I only need 15,000. And if my campaign makes any kind of splash, or if we have a situation where we had in Arkansas in the Senate race where one of the people nominated by a major party has to drop out due to personal reasons or something like that, it turns into a two-person race, in which case it's opened up, right? So it's something that we should really get behind. I wish it wasn't me personally, just because it's a lot of work. But, you know, I'm willing to do the work if nobody else is. And so that's why I'm here. If you guys could help me out in any way possible, that would be awesome. For fundraising, in order to avoid work, the Libertarian Party of Rhode Island will be handling all of the funds going in and all the expenditures. So if you want to donate to my campaign, you can go to the Libertarian Party of Rhode Island's website and donate there. And you can earmark it there for Gizzarelli for governor or Elijah for governor or whatever.
Well, I'll tell you what, Anthony Vargas, before getting into Israel, Palestine, Iran, and all this other stuff, we're going to end this video here, unfortunately. Literally, I've always said this. I say this behind his back. I've said it to his face. Elijah, and I've interviewed and met a lot of the smartest people out here, right? Elijah's one of the smartest people that I've ever met, right? And better than that compliment, maybe this compliment right here from Tommy, who I love. Tommy V, what up? He says, Elijah looks like he would be really good at darts and craft beers. Lucky. Yeah, I agree. And so FakeMikeRealNews@gmail.com, FakeMikeRealNews@gmail.com, FakeMikeRealNews@gmail.com. Send me an email. Headline is Elijah. Let him know. If you're anywhere near this area at all, it's next week. We just want to get together for a little bit, grab some signatures, boom, and we're going to be on our way. People always asking for solutions. This is a ready-made custom solution. All you have to do is knock on a few doors and chill. And I mean, what would be cooler than having Elijah hire me for one day just to fire Seth Magaziner? Okay, probably won't do that. Don't vote for him for that. But seriously, let's seriously do something. This is something that we can actually do here. This is a pre-programmed, pre-made, ready packaged solution for you. Just get it out, okay? Email me. And everyone, last but not least, thank you, Elijah, for your time. Thank you, as always, for everything. We'll have you back up very soon. We'll get some updates. Also, go to my channel, FakeMikeRealNews.com. That's the website. If anything ever happens, FakeMikeRealNews.com. That's where we'll all be. my friends, the truthers, the auditors. Somebody also had a channel name over here called Auditron. That's a cool name. I want to steal. I'm mad you thought of that for me. Auditron doesn't. I'm gonna make my own robot audit channel and steal it from Auditron. Auditron 2000. But seriously, it's Auditing America's birthday. I mean, this guy is a legend. He gives me this platform to be able to talk to. Hey, we talked to a U.S. diplomat the other day who proved that Al Qaeda was getting passports. Al Qaeda, U.S. diplomat. Right. Then we interviewed Fritz Springmeier. Then we interviewed a journalist the other day talking about the corruption with judges and CPS. Now we're bringing you Elijah. Right. This man has confronted the NSA, confronted the Clintons, confronted Trump. This guy's the man. So in the description, you will find links to donate. Even if you only got $1 or $2, send it over to Mr. America and say, hey, freedom isn't free. It takes folks like you and me. And if you don't throw in your fake mic, who will? You guys go vote for Elijah soon enough. Send me an email, fakemicrealnews@gmail.com. Elijah, thank you very much.